Welcome into sports. I'm Gerhard Mathangani alongside Chase Robinson here at SEC Media Days in Hoover. Day 3 featured Arkansas, Missouri, and Kentucky, but the headliner, as always, Chase, Alabama.
Absolutely. The Crimson Tide making their way to Hoover today, and of course the Alabama faithful all in attendance here. One of the big items that is always discussed here is recruiting. The Tide once again with one of the top classes in college football to add to the roster of 4 and 5 stars they already had.
We do things a lot differently at Alabama than a lot of other places. So, like I said, the guys who are committing here want to be the best and they want to win. So I think that's the biggest thing that Coach Saban's done is he's brought in people that are driven to win. And when you have guys like that and you can put it all together, that's what made it so special.
One of the biggest losses for the Tide last season was the loss of running back Kenyon Drake to a broken leg in Week 5. Drake now entering his senior season and is ready to return to the field.
There's definitely an injury that, I never had an injury to that extent before. So, once it happened, I had to really realize, okay, it's just not going to be a 2 or 3 week injury. It's going to be 4 or 5 month injury. Even now, I still kind of have pains and aches a little bit, but it's all about a mindset, and I'm ready to get back on the field with my teammates.
After last season's semifinal loss to Ohio State, the team knows they have to be able to finish those games to put themselves back in the championship hunt.
Our motto this year is finish throughout the whole year. Running, program, finish. Workouts, finish. Film study, finish all the way through, and don't take plays off, because that's what we haven't did in the past 2 years, actually, against Auburn and not covering down like we're supposed to. But we got to do the right things that we got to do, and we got to finish.
The Tide has always been known for being a physically tough team, especially on the line. And Coach Saban says they need to get back to having that mentality.
Even though we had much more balance on offense, much more diversity, I think we lost a little bit of that. And I think it's important that we sort of gain that back so that we're a physical, relentless, competitive type team that nobody wants to play, and we play with that kind of toughness, because that's been the trademark. That's been what's helped us sort of have the success that we've had to this point.
Here's an example of the kind of support Alabama gets when they come to Hoover. A fan and a Bear Bryant lookalike became a mini celebrity at the Winfrey Hotel lobby.
When you think Kentucky, the first thing that comes to mind is great basketball, but head coach Mark Stoops and the Wildcats looking to change that. Kentucky went 0-8 in conference play in Stoops' first season in 2013. Then last year they won 2 SEC games and finished 5-7. Stoops says it's time to take another step forward.
I'm very proud of the improvement of our football team a year ago. I know we were a better team last year than we were the year before. We need to continue, just like the pieces that I just talked about. We need more depth, and we need to be more physical. That'll help us on the physical side. From a coaching point of view, we need to do things and look at things and look at how we practice and the way we could finish the season.
The Wildcats will open the season against Louisiana Lafayette on September 5th. Meanwhile, Missouri has been the class of the SEC East for the last 2 seasons. The Tigers went 7-1 in conference play, 11-3 overall, and won the SEC East Division title for the 2nd straight season. They're proud of their accomplishments, but they know it will take a lot of time and work to reach their ultimate goal.
I feel like we need to be more confident when we play in the SEC championship team, because the West, they won it the last 6 years, so they're coming in the game feeling like they've already won.
Coach Pinkel and his coaching staff, they do a great job with keeping us level, keeping us ignoring what they kind of say and letting us go out there and play Mizzou football.
I got to do a better job. You're right. We've got to make the next step, and you do that through just working harder, continuing to recruit well, and coaching better. So there's no question about it. We've done a lot of good things, but we're not there yet, obviously.
Experience is the key for the Tiger offense. Junior quarterback Matty Mock is back under center and poised for another big season. Last year he posted 2,600 yards through the air and 25 touchdowns. He's already 14-4 as a starter, but he's clearly hungry for more.
I think the main thing for me is I've experienced a lot. I've experienced great wins. I've experienced sloppy wins. But the main thing is there's a lot of wins in that column. There's a lot I'd like to do to improve my game, take it to the next level. But ultimately, I'm not a guy I'm focused on going out there and putting up tons of stats.
The Tigers will open this season against in-state opponent Southeast Missouri State on Saturday, September 5th.
last season was quite the turnaround for the Arkansas Razorbacks. In 2013, they had a 3-9 season and went 7-6 in the 2014 campaign. It's still not exactly what they want, and the players say this team is putting in the work to get better and, more importantly, learning how to finish.
I feel like we were really young then. You know, we didn't have a lot of experience out there on the outside. And it's just really just been, you know, like just grinding and hard work, you know, trying to improve every aspect of our game.
Throughout the summer workouts and throughout practices, you know, we try to focus at the end of the workout. You know, we'll get together and tell the guys that, you know, this is a part of the game that we struggled in last year, and you know, we're trying to get better at that.
One thing that Coach Bielema pointed out, as well as quarterback Brandon Allen, was how important road games are in this conference and how you can't afford to lose any on the road if you want to make it to Atlanta.
It's tough in this league regardless, but the road is a whole nother level. When I was in my previous league, there were just certain teams that you knew you were better than. You know, we would go into a stadium and beat them, you know, 50-10 and 60-20 and some silly stuff, you know, that you were better than them, and you just went and played the game and got on the bus and flew home and went on to next week. You know, those little passes don't happen here in the SEC.
That's it from day 3 here in Hoover. Tomorrow it's another big one.
Absolutely. LSU, Georgia, and Ole Miss will take the stage.
We will be here in Hoover to cover it all in the 4th and final session of SEC Media Days.